When I hear stories like this, it completely turns me off of night shift. Absolutely off of night shift. Check this out.
A Boston nurse drives off the top floor garage after her shift. Let's talk about it. Earlier in May, a Boston on-call nurse was pretty exhausted. She finished her shift and went back to her car. She turned the car on, but she fell asleep, and when she woke up, she pressed on the gas and went through the top floor of the garage. According to a report, she went through the guardrail and landed on a shed below. She ended up breaking multiple bones. The Massachusetts Nursing Association says that it is common to have accidents after long, exhausting shifts for nurses.
So in this video, you hear about a nurse driving off the top row of a parking deck after work and saying that she was exhausted is the reason why. I've heard at work people getting into accidents. My own girlfriend, who's a nurse, has gotten into 2 accidents after work simply because she was tired. Whether she worked nights, I think they both happened when she was still working nights. And I will say this, working night is dangerous because you can easily fall asleep during the night, but also getting home in the morning, nobody talks about that. Adjusting to night shift was such a big deal for me when I first became a certified nursing assistant because I was so sleepy all the time. Like I would go home. I'm not really wanting to be sleeping in the daytime, so I would try to get as much sleep as I could, which really was just a nap. I would nap for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and then get up and be up for the rest of the day and then go to work the same night and not get sleepy until like 2 or 3 o'clock. But it's like not even like I'm tired sleepy. It's like, hand resting on face, having to drink mad coffee, get up and doing push-ups just to stay awake. It wasn't until I had one male nurse that brought a weight to work. And he was like, I'll leave this weight, in this locker right here. If you need it, just, use it. So in the middle of the night, I'll have a weight in my hand. I'm just doing curls, doing shoulder press. I'm talking like 3 o'clock in the morning. All patients are asleep because there is a period you get to rest. Not rest, but sit down. And it's like you're 2 to like 4 o'clock, 2 to 5 o'clock. Depending on the night, sometimes even like 1:30 to like 5. But then everybody starts getting up and it's just a whole thing. But yeah, working nights is not easy to do. It's really a fight, and I think it takes a special person to work nights. But when I hear stories like this, it makes me want to bring it to you guys' attention, because if this is an audience of CNAs, future nurses, some MAs, some physical therapists, people who don't always want to go for CNA, but they might start as a CNA. If you work in healthcare and you're working nights, this is always a concern and a worry. When I hear stories like this, I'm like, yo, I need to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to keep myself safe and others safe as well. So if it means I had to sleep in my car for the first 2 months that I was working as a CNA, literally I would get off work and take a nap in my car for an hour. I would get off work still to this day, walk to my car in the parking deck, and I see people knocked out in their car. Like, I know they had a hard night. And granted, I don't live that far from my hospital that I work at. I literally live, if I had to put it in minutes, I'm not going to put it in miles. I'll put it in minutes. If I had to put it in minutes, maybe 5-6 minutes away from where I work at. It used to be a 30-plus minute drive. When my girlfriend got into those 2 accidents, that was when we lived. For her, it was a 45, 50-minute drive. For me, it was about 30, 35-minute drive. And I would be on the roads like literally like about to crash out. And for her, sadly, she did get into 2 accidents because of it. So I knew working nights was not good for her. She ended up switching to days. Ended up getting a lot better, but she works better in the day. I cannot for the life of me work days. I would rather work nights. I'm a night owl. I'm always up in the night. I can barely sleep in the day. I can barely sleep in the night as it is. I don't sleep that much anyway, but I just work better in the night. And in my opinion, as a CNA, the coworkers are easier to work with at night. The patients are, kind of sleep. So everybody doesn't have all this energy. I don't think I'm easily hyper stimulated or overstimulated, but it can be a lot of stimulation in the daytime. I worked maybe two to 4 day shifts my entire time working as a CNA, and outside of training, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I hated everything about working in the daytime. I don't like waking up early in the morning. That's one thing. Two, you can't really enjoy your breakfast because everybody's up and there's a lot of action, it's a lot of movement, it's a lot of this, it's a lot of that. And breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. Like, I love me some pancakes, some early morning Chick-fil-A. But everything about the daytime was just a lot. It's a lot of stimulation, a lot of people walking around, a lot of nurses, a lot of family, a lot of doctors. It's just a lot of PT, social work. Everything is just like boom, 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 boom in the day. And I go and work at night. My patients are more chill. They've been stimulated all day. So when I get to them, hey, can you help me do this? And I'll get ready for bed. I'm like, okay, fine, that's cool. Let me check it. Let me get your vitals while you're up. Like, it's just easier to work with at night. And since I'm going back to working nights on a consistent basis, I'm really excited about it. I put in another video how I was kind of wanting to switch specialties pretty soon, but yeah, that's a whole nother video. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But working nights is not for the weak at all. And then when you get to stories like this, it's like, I got to be careful. Some people have kids, some people have a wife, husband. You got to think about that, and it makes the daytime a little more attractive. But for me personally, I just can't go to days. Some stories like that, people will hear and be like, hey, I don't want to work nights anymore. I'm too scared to work nights. I need to go to days. Nothing will scare me away from working nights. You don't want, I'll give them to me. I'll take more night shifts. I will take all the night shifts you can give me, literally. But yeah, definitely wanted to show y'all that video. I feel like anybody can work night shift. It just takes some adjusting to do. Because I wouldn't say I was always a night owl when I first started working as a CNA. I used to hate it because I used to be so sleepy, but you do get used to it. And I think I'm in a groove now where I can't see myself ever working days because I've just hit that nice coasting, cruising speed of just working night. I'm used to it at this point. And when I do finish nursing school and I do become a nurse, they're probably going to want me to work nights. It's going to be way more opportunities to work nights than daytime, which is fine by me because that's what I plan to do in the first place. But yeah, definitely a crazy topic. I try to keep y'all involved on the things that I run into working in the healthcare space, especially working as a CNA. And yeah, let me know what y'all think. What is your thoughts on this video? Do you work nights? Do you work days? Do you want to work nights? What's your fears? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you have any questions, let me know because it can easily turn into a video. I do it all the time. So I will see y'all on the next one. Stay tuned for more, and I will be posting on a more consistent basis. So that's all I got for y'all, and I will see you on the next one. All right? Peace.